names. And the order after the decimal goes tenths, hundreds, thousands, tenths, hundreds, thousands. So say that to yourself a few times to memorize it. Tenths, hundredths, thousands. Decimals always end the THS for their name. So the first place value after the decimal is tenths. Then this would be tenths, hundredths. And this would be tenths, hundredths, thousands. So those are the names, tenths, hundredths, thousands. See how fast you can say them in a row, tenths, hundredths, thousands. So I took the chart and enlarged it. That's just the decimal part. And so the decimal part is tenths, hundredths, thousand. It's written up here, tenths, hundredths, thousands. There are no ones. It goes with the first spot has 1 0, 2 zeros, 3 zeros, and then the THS. It's easy for me to remember. I like to think of it this way as if you put the 1 on top of the decimal, which you don't really do, but this would have 1 0, tenths. You need 1 0 to say 10. This would have 2 zeros. You need 2 zeros to say hundredths. This would be thousand. You need 3 zeros to say thousands. That helps to remember. And it would keep going. You just add zeros. This would be 10 thousands, and you would just keep going. So the first place behind the decimal is tenths. And you know it's a decimal because you hear the THS. So we're going to put some numbers in. If I say put a 5 in the tenth spot, I would put it here because that's tenths. It has 1 0, so it's 10. If I said put a 5 in the hundredth spot, that would be here. I would have to hold this spot with a 0 because between the decimal and the numbers, you have to have a 0 in there to hold the spot. I said put a 5 in the thousandth spot. It would hold those spots with 0 and put it down here. To read them or to do word form, I say to do word form, you just think how you would read it in your head and then write it down. You use this whole chunk, the decimal whole chunk. So if I had this, I would say what that said just by itself. It says 136, and then I just find the name of the last spot, thousands. So this says 136 thousandths. Let's do another one. So 139 is the number I have behind the decimal. And then at the last place is the thousandth spot. If I put a number in front of it, it'd be what you already know. Like if I had, it'd be 45 and, because the decimal says and.
45 and 139,000.
So this would be 11, last spot is hundredths, 11 hundredths. This would be 5 tenths, because the last spot that is full is the tenths. So reading it's kind of easy. You just figure out what you have there, say it, and then say the THS word that goes with the last spot. I'm going to write one and you try and read it. So if I had point, try and read it. Pause if you need to. It is 107 and 9 hundredths. Let's practice putting the numbers in a certain spot. So if I said 75 thousandths, I would make sure the 5 ended up in the thousandth spot. Get my 75 in there. hold a spot with a 0. So that says 75 thousandths. Try writing 2 hundredths. So last spot is going to be hundredths. And hold this place with a 0. Write 59 hundredths. Last spot is here, 59. Don't need any zeros because it's full. And it has to end up in the hundredth spot. What does this say? $218 thousandths. Remember, if it trips you up, they're up here for now. How would you write 9 tenths? 9, the last spot is tenths. How would you write 9 hundredths? Well, it can't be here because this would be 90 hundredths, so that won't work. 9 hundredths spot. These can compare to fractions too, because this says 1/10. This says 1/100. This is 1,000. So we'll compare those later on.